Welcome, coin lovers! Today, we're uncovering the 10 most valuable and rare Monticello Jefferson Nickels. These are the hidden treasures that could be worth a small fortune. Get ready for a ride through some of the most expensive coins ever discovered. Trust me, you won't want to miss the incredible stories behind these rare finds. Stick with us until the end. You might just have a priceless treasure hiding in your collection. Number 1. The 1971 D Monticello Jefferson Nickel is a coin that has caught the attention of collectors and experts alike. Some believe that this nickel could one day make history as one of the biggest finds in U.S. coinage. Why? Because its value continues to rise, and hidden within its design are rare details that could turn an ordinary-looking coin into a collector's dream. Before we dive into what makes this coin so special, here's a question for you. Have you ever found a rare nickel in your pocket change? Maybe one with an unusual mark or a striking difference. Let me know in the comments. Your discovery could be worth more than you think. Now, let's uncover the secrets behind the 1971 D Monticello Jefferson Nickel. This nickel might look ordinary, but it's far from it. The Denver Mint produced millions of these in 1971, but only a few have unique characteristics that make them stand out. Key features to look for include strong, well-defined steps on Monticello, something collectors call full steps. These are rare because most nickels from this era have weak strikes, making fully detailed steps extremely difficult to find. If you have one with sharp, uninterrupted steps, you might be holding something special. One of the biggest reasons this coin is valuable is due to mint errors. The 1971 D nickel is known for some fascinating mistakes, including off-center strikes, double dies, and even planchet errors where the metal used was incorrect. One of the rarest varieties is a double die obverse, where you can see slight doubling in Jefferson's I and the words, "In God We Trust." These subtle errors can turn a 5-cent coin into a treasure worth thousands. So how do you spot these errors? First, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to closely examine the details. Check the lettering, Monticello's steps, and Jefferson's portrait. Look for doubling, weak strikes, or any odd metal flow that doesn't match the usual design. If you think you've found something unique, compare it to known error varieties online or consult an expert. If you're lucky enough to own one of these rare nickels, selling it the right way is key. Online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers are some of the best places to sell rare coins. But before listing, get your coin authenticated by PCGS or NGC. A graded coin always attracts more serious buyers and can sell for much higher prices. High-quality images, detailed descriptions, and knowledge about your coin's rarity will also help you get the best price. Now, let's talk about some of the most valuable Buffalo nickels ever sold. One of the highest-selling Buffalo nickels is the 1913 S-Type II, which fetched a jaw-dropping price due to its extreme rarity. Another record-breaking sale was the 1918/7D overdate, where the date was mistakenly struck over another, making it one of the rarest varieties in U.S. coinage. These coins have proven that even a small nickel can command a fortune at auction. And just like those legendary Buffalo nickels, the 1971 D Jefferson nickel has the potential to reach unbelievable values in the future. In fact, some collectors believe that as time goes on, this coin will continue to rise in demand. And right now, one rare example has already been sold for $62,000 at auction. So, next time you come across a 1971 D nickel, take a closer look. You might just be holding a future legend. And if you've ever found a rare coin in your change, share your story in the comments. You never know who else might have the same treasure. Number 2. The 1964 D Jefferson Nickel with the D on the reverse is a hidden treasure in the numismatic world. Collectors and coin dealers are constantly on the hunt for this rare variety, and if you have one, don't make the mistake of spending it. It could be worth a fortune. Some of these coins have sold at auction for jaw-dropping prices, proving that what seems like an ordinary nickel can turn into a life-changing discovery. Have you ever found an unusual nickel in your pocket change? Maybe something with a strange mark, a misprint, or a slight variation in design? If so, let me know in the comments. You might just have a rare coin without even realizing it. Now, let's dive into the secrets of the 1964 D Jefferson nickel and what makes it so valuable. This nickel stands out due to a unique minting error. On some coins, the Denver Mint's D mint mark appears on the reverse instead of the obverse, where it was supposed to be. This unusual placement was likely caused by a transitional mistake during the minting process, making it one of the rarest varieties from the 1964 production run. Key features to look for include the bold D mint mark located near Monticello, sharp details on Jefferson's portrait, and a strong strike, which increases its desirability among collectors. One of the most important things to check when hunting for this rare nickel is mint errors. The 1964 D reverse mint mark variety isn't just rare, it's often accompanied by other valuable mistakes. Some of the most sought-after errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and full-step details on Monticello. A full-step version means that the steps on Monticello are clearly defined without any breaks, which is extremely rare for this year due to weak strikes. If your 1964 D nickel has full steps and the mint mark on the reverse, you might be holding a serious jackpot. Spotting one of these rare nickels requires a close eye and a good magnifying glass. Start by looking at the location of the mint mark. If it's on the reverse instead of the obverse, you've found something special. Next, examine the details of Jefferson's face, the lettering, and Monticello for any signs of doubling or weak strikes. Coins with unusual errors like repunched mint marks or die cracks can be worth even more. So, what should you do if you find one of these rare nickels? Selling a valuable coin the right way is crucial to getting the best price. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are some of the best places to sell rare coins. However, before listing your coin, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified grade increases the coin's value significantly, as collectors and dealers trust professionally graded coins over raw, ungraded ones. High-quality images and detailed descriptions also make a huge difference when selling online. Now, let's talk about how valuable this coin really is. Throughout history, certain Jefferson nickels have surprised collectors with their rising value. One example is the 1950 D Jefferson nickel, which was once overlooked but later became a key date in the series. Just like that, the 1964 D reverse mint mark nickel is proving to be an unexpected star in the collecting world. And here's the most exciting part. This rare nickel has already been sold at auction for $68,000. With interest in rare varieties increasing, its value may continue to rise in the future. So, the next time you go through your change or an old coin collection, keep an eye out for this hidden treasure. And if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin, share your story in the comments. You never know who else might have the same hidden gem. Number 3. The 1985 D Monticello Jefferson Nickel is a true hidden treasure in the world of coin collecting. If you have one of these rare nickels, consider it a diamond necklace in your collection. It's that valuable. Many collectors don't realize that this coin, if it has the right features, can sell for an unbelievable amount at auction. So, if you ever find one, don't spend it. Instead, hold on to it, because its value could change your life. Have you ever come across an unusual nickel in your change? Maybe one with a strange mark, a doubling effect, or a misplaced feature? Let me know in the comments. Your discovery could be worth way more than you think. Now, let's break down what makes the 1985 D Jefferson nickel so special. One of the key features that sets this coin apart is its mint mark. The Denver Mint produced millions of these nickels in 1985, but only a small fraction have rare characteristics that make them worth big money. The most valuable ones have strong, well-defined details on Monticello, especially the full steps variety. This means that all the steps leading up to Monticello are clearly visible without breaks, which is extremely rare due to weak striking during this period. A full steps 1985 D nickel is considered a top-tier collector's item. But that's not all. This nickel is known for rare mint errors that skyrocket its value. Some of the most sought-after errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. The most valuable error to look for is a double die obverse, where Jefferson's face, eye, and the words, "In God We Trust," appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during striking. If you spot one of these, your nickel just became a serious collectible. So, how do you know if you have one of these valuable nickels? The first step is to grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and closely inspect the details. Look for the strength of the steps on Monticello. If they are fully visible, you've got something special. Then, examine the lettering and Jefferson's portrait for any signs of doubling or imperfections. If you see any of these rare features, congratulations, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's talk about selling a rare 1985 D nickel. If you own one of these rare coins, listing it on the right marketplace is crucial to getting top dollar. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers are some of the best places to sell valuable coins. But before you sell, make sure your coin is authenticated by PCGS or NGC. A professionally graded coin can fetch way more at auction because serious collectors trust verified grades over raw, ungraded coins. High-quality photos, a detailed description, and proper certification can help you get the highest price possible. Throughout history, rare Jefferson Nickels have made headlines with their increasing value. Just like the famous 1939 D or the 1950 D, the 1985 D nickel has gained major attention among collectors. With only a few high-quality examples known, its value is expected to rise even further in the future. And here's the most exciting part. One rare example of this coin has already been sold at auction for $52,000. That's why if you ever find one, keep it safe. This nickel is more than just 5 cents. It's a hidden gem that could be worth a fortune. So, the next time you check your pocket change or an old collection, pay close attention. You never know when you might come across a rare 1985 D Jefferson nickel. And if you've ever found a valuable coin, share your story in the comments. Your discovery could inspire other collectors. Number 4. The 1990 P Monticello Jefferson Nickel is a true hidden treasure, a rare coin that has left collectors searching tirelessly to find the perfect specimen. If you come across one with the right features, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. Many of these coins may seem ordinary, but a select few are worth an incredible amount at auction, making this nickel one of the most sought-after finds in modern numismatics. Have you ever found an unusual nickel in your pocket change? Maybe one with a strange mark, doubling, or an off-center strike. Let me know in the comments. Your discovery might be worth way more than you think. Now, let's uncover what makes the 1990 P Jefferson nickel so valuable. One of the key factors that make this coin stand out is its unique strike quality. While millions were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, very few were struck with precise detail. The most valuable examples have what's known as the full steps variety, meaning the steps on Monticello are sharply defined without any breaks. This level of detail is incredibly rare for a 1990 P nickel, as weak strikes were common that year. But there's more. Some of these nickels have mint errors that can increase their value significantly. The most important errors to look for include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. One of the rarest errors is a doubled die obverse, where Jefferson's features and the words, "Liberty," and "In God We Trust," appear slightly duplicated. If you find this on your 1990 P nickel, it's a game changer. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare and valuable nickels? The first step is to carefully examine the coin under a magnifying glass. Look for full steps on Monticello. This is a key factor in determining high value. Then, check for doubling in the lettering and Jefferson's portrait. Any sign of these rare characteristics could mean your nickel is worth far more than its face value. Now, let's talk about how to sell a rare 1990 P nickel. If you own one, don't rush to sell it at a regular coin shop. They might not offer you the full value. Instead, consider selling it through top online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stack's Bowers. Before listing your coin, have it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified coin always sells for a much higher price than an ungraded one because collectors trust official authentication. High-resolution images and a detailed description of its condition and features will help attract serious buyers. Throughout history, Jefferson nickels with rare characteristics have shocked the numismatic world with their skyrocketing values. Just like the famous 1939 D and 1950 D nickels, the 1990 P nickel is now making headlines. As more collectors recognize its rarity, demand continues to grow, pushing its value higher with each auction. And here's the most exciting part. One rare example of this coin has already been sold at auction for $47,000. Imagine finding a nickel in your pocket that could be worth this much. It's proof that rare coins are still out there, just waiting to be discovered. So, the next time you go through your change or check an old collection, take a closer look at your nickels. You never know when you might find a valuable hidden gem. And if you've ever come across a rare or unusual coin, share your story in the comments. Your discovery could inspire other collectors. Number 5. The 1973 Monticello Jefferson nickel is a true hidden treasure in American coinage. While millions were minted, only a select few hold the rare characteristics that can turn an ordinary nickel into an extraordinary find. If you ever come across one of these rare 1973 Jefferson nickels, don't spend it. You might be holding a fortune in your hands. Have you ever found an unusual nickel in your pocket change? Maybe one with a strange mark, an off-center strike, or a doubling effect. Let me know in the comments. Your discovery could be worth far more than you think. Now, let's dive into what makes this 1973 Jefferson nickel so rare and valuable. The key to this coin's value lies in its unique features. While most nickels from this era were struck with average precision, a small number were produced with full steps details. This means the steps leading to Monticello are fully defined and unbroken, making it one of the rarest varieties. Coins with full steps are always in high demand among collectors, and if you find one, you're looking at a significant value increase. But rarity alone isn't enough. Some of these 1973 nickels have mint errors that can skyrocket their price. The most sought-after errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. A double die error on this coin is especially valuable, where Jefferson's portrait or the lettering appears slightly duplicated due to a misaligned strike. If you happen to spot one of these rare errors, you might have a jackpot coin. So, how do you know if your 1973 nickel is rare and valuable? The first step is to carefully examine it under a magnifying glass. Look at Monticello's steps. If they are fully struck with no breaks, you've got something special. Next, check the lettering and Jefferson's profile for any doubling or abnormalities. A sharp, well-defined strike with no wear and a unique error will significantly increase its value. Now, let's talk about how to sell a rare 1973 Monticello nickel. If you find one, don't take it to a regular coin shop. They may not recognize its true worth. Instead, consider listing it on major online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stack's Bowers. But before selling, it's essential to have your coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified coin always commands a much higher price because serious collectors trust verified grades. High-resolution images, a detailed description, and proper certification can help you attract the highest bidder. Jefferson nickels have been making waves in the numismatic world for years, and the 1973 nickel is no exception. As more collectors hunt for these rare varieties, their value continues to rise. Just like the highly sought-after 1939 D and 1950 D nickels, this one has the potential to become a record-breaking collectible. And here's the most thrilling part. One of these rare 1973 Monticello Jefferson nickels has already been sold at auction for $60,000. Imagine finding a single nickel in your collection that could be worth this much. That's why it's always worth checking your pocket change, coin rolls, or old collections. You never know when you might uncover a hidden gem. So, if you've ever found an unusual or valuable coin, share your story in the comments. Your discovery could inspire others to start hunting for rare coins. Keep searching, you never know what treasures you might find. Number 6. The 1991 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is a dream for every collector and coin dealer. It may look like an ordinary 5-cent piece, but don't be fooled. This rare nickel has turned heads in the numismatic world, commanding astonishing prices at auction. If you ever come across one of these rare 1991 P Jefferson Nickels, don't spend it. You could be holding a small fortune in your hands. Have you ever found an unusual nickel in your change? Maybe one with an odd mark, doubling, or an off-center strike. Let me know in the comments. Your discovery might be worth way more than you think. Now, let's uncover what makes this 1991 P Jefferson nickel so rare and valuable. Millions of nickels were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1991, but only a tiny fraction of them have the rare features that collectors hunt for. One of the most important things to look for is the full steps variety. This means the steps on Monticello are fully visible and unbroken, a rare occurrence due to weak strikes that year. Coins with full steps are always in high demand, making them significantly more valuable. But the real game changer is mint errors. Some of these nickels have incredible errors that can turn them into jackpot finds. The most valuable errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. One of the most sought-after varieties is the double die obverse, where Jefferson's portrait and the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, appear slightly duplicated. If you find this error on a 1991 P nickel, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare nickels? The first step is to carefully examine your coin under a magnifying glass. Look at Monticello's steps. If they are fully struck with no breaks, you may have a valuable full steps variety. Then, check the lettering and Jefferson's profile for any signs of doubling. Even minor mint errors can increase the value significantly. Now, let's talk about how to sell a rare 1991 P nickel. If you own one, don't rush to sell it at a local coin shop. They may not offer you the true value. Instead, list it on major online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stack's Bowers. But before you sell, have your coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified coin always sells for a much higher price because collectors trust official authentication. High-quality images and a detailed description will also help attract serious buyers willing to pay top dollar. Throughout history, Jefferson nickels with rare characteristics have shocked the numismatic world with their skyrocketing values. Just like the famous 1939 D and 1950 D nickels, the 1991 P nickel is quickly gaining attention. As more collectors recognize its rarity, its value continues to rise with every auction. And here's the most exciting part. One rare example of this 1991 P nickel has already been sold at auction for $42,000. Imagine finding a nickel in your pocket that could be worth this much. It's proof that rare coins are still out there, just waiting to be discovered. So, the next time you go through your change or check an old collection, take a closer look at your nickels. You never know when you might find a valuable hidden gem. And if you've ever come across a rare or unusual coin, share your story in the comments. Your discovery could inspire other collectors. Number 7. The 1974 Monticello Jefferson Nickel is proof that old is gold. This rare and valuable nickel has been hiding in plain sight for decades, and collectors and coin dealers alike are always on the hunt for it. If you come across one, don't spend it. This coin could be worth far more than its face value. Have you ever found an old nickel that looked unusual? Maybe one with a strange strike, doubling, or an off-center design? Let me know in the comments. Your discovery could be a hidden treasure. Now, let's explore what makes the 1974 Jefferson nickel so special and why it's worth a fortune. While millions of 1974 nickels were minted, only a small number have the key features that make them valuable. One of the most sought-after characteristics is the full steps variety. This means the steps of Monticello on the reverse are fully visible, with no breaks or weak spots. Because most nickels from this era were struck with weak details, finding a full steps version is extremely rare. Collectors will pay top dollar for a coin with sharp, well-defined steps, but what really sets this coin apart is the presence of mint errors. Some of the most valuable 1974 Jefferson nickels have double die errors, off-center strikes, and die cracks. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, causing slight overlapping in Jefferson's portrait, the inscriptions, or Monticello. If you spot any unusual doubling, you may have a jackpot coin. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1974 nickels? The first step is to examine your coin closely with a magnifying glass. Look for strong, well-defined details on Monticello's steps. Then, check the lettering and Jefferson's profile for any signs of doubling or misalignment. Even a small mint error can add significant value to your coin. Now, let's talk about selling a rare 1974 nickel. If you find one, don't rush to sell it at a regular coin shop. They might not recognize its true worth. Instead, consider listing it on top online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stack's Bowers. But before selling, get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC. A professionally certified coin will always fetch a higher price because serious collectors trust authenticated grades. High-quality images, a detailed description, and certification can help you attract the highest bidders. Rare Jefferson Nickels have made headlines in the numismatic world, and the 1974 nickel is no exception. Just like the famous 1939 D and 1950 D nickels, this one has the potential to reach record-breaking prices. As demand for these rare varieties grows, so does their market value. And here's the most thrilling part. One of these rare 1974 Monticello Jefferson Nickels has already sold at auction for $58,000. Imagine finding a single nickel in your collection that could be worth this much. That's why it's always worth checking your pocket change, coin rolls, and old collections. You never know what treasures you might uncover. So, if you've ever come across a rare or valuable coin, share your story in the comments. Your discovery could inspire others to start their own treasure hunt. Keep searching, you never know what rare gem might be hiding in your collection. Number 8. The 2004 P Monticello Jefferson Nickel is a coin that has collectors and treasure hunters searching through their pocket change, hoping to find one of the rarest and most valuable nickels still in circulation. This hidden gem is more than just a 5-cent coin, it's a piece of history that could be worth a fortune. If you have one, don't spend it, because its value could shock you. Have you ever found an unusual nickel in your collection? Maybe one with sharp details, strange markings, or a mint error? Share your discovery in the comments. You might be holding on to a hidden treasure. The 2004 P Jefferson nickel may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but key features set it apart from the rest. While millions of these nickels were minted, only a small fraction have the characteristics that make them highly valuable. One of the most sought-after varieties is the full steps version. This means the steps of Monticello on the reverse are fully struck, with no weak spots or wear. These are incredibly rare and can bring high prices at auction. But what truly makes this coin special is the presence of rare mint errors. Some of the most valuable 2004 P Jefferson nickels have double die errors, off-center strikes, and die cracks. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, creating a slight overlapping effect on the design. If you spot any doubling on the lettering, Jefferson's portrait, or Monticello, you might be holding a highly valuable coin. Finding one of these rare nickels requires a keen eye. First, examine your coin under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp, well-defined details on Monticello's steps. Then, check the inscriptions in Jefferson's profile for any doubling, cracks, or unusual marks. Even the slightest mint error can significantly increase a coin's value. If you discover a rare 2004 P Jefferson nickel, selling it the right way is crucial. Avoid selling it to a regular coin shop, as they may undervalue its true worth. Instead, get your coin authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC. Once certified, list it on trusted online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stack's Bowers. High-quality images and a detailed description will attract serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. Over the years, rare Jefferson nickels have shocked the numismatic world with record-breaking auction prices. As demand continues to rise, the value of these hidden treasures climbs even higher. The 2004 P Monticello Jefferson Nickel is no exception. It has already sold at auction for $37,000. Imagine finding a single nickel in your collection that could be worth this much. This is why checking your coins carefully is so important. You never know what rare gem might be hiding in your change.so. Have you ever come across a valuable or rare coin? Let me know in the comments. Your discovery could inspire other collectors to start their own treasure hunt. Keep searching, you might be the next to find a jackpot coin. Number 9. The 1985 P Monticello Jefferson Nickel is more than just a 5-cent coin. It's a hidden treasure that has collectors searching through their change, hoping to find one of the rarest and most valuable nickels still in circulation. If you happen to have one of these rare nickels, you could be holding on to something worth far more than its face value. Have you ever found an unusual nickel in your pocket change or collection? Maybe one with sharper details, an unusual strike, or even an error? Let me know in the comments. Your discovery could be worth a fortune. At first glance, the 1985 P Jefferson nickel might seem like an ordinary coin, but there are key features that make it special. One of the most important factors is the full steps variety. On the reverse side, the steps of Monticello should be fully struck, showing clear and distinct lines without any weak spots. Finding a 1985 P nickel with full steps is incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay high prices for them. But what truly makes this coin stand out is the presence of rare errors. Some of the most valuable 1985 P Jefferson nickels feature double die errors, off-center strikes, and die cracks. A double die error happens when the design is slightly shifted, causing a doubling effect on Jefferson's portrait or the inscriptions. Off-center strikes occur when the coin is misaligned during minting, making it look uneven. Die cracks, on the other hand, create unusual raised lines on the surface of the coin. Each of these errors can significantly increase a nickel's value. If you want to find one of these rare 1985 P nickels, you'll need to inspect your coins carefully. Start by looking at the Monticello steps. If they're fully defined and unbroken, you might have a valuable piece. Next, examine Jefferson's profile and the inscriptions under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Any doubling, cracks, or unusual marks could mean your coin is worth far more than 5 cents. Owning a rare nickel is one thing, but knowing how to sell it is just as important. To get the best price, avoid selling it to just any coin shop. They might undervalue it. Instead, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to certify its rarity and condition. Once graded, list your coin on trusted marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stax Bowers. High-quality photos and a clear description will attract serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. Over the years, rare Jefferson nickels have stunned the numismatic world by selling for jaw-dropping prices. The 1985 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is no exception. It has already sold at auction for $52,000. Imagine finding a single nickel in your pocket that could be worth this much. This is why checking your coins carefully is so important. Hidden treasures are out there, waiting to be discovered. So, have you ever found a rare or valuable coin in your change? Let me know in the comments. Your story could inspire others to start their own treasure hunt. Keep searching, because your next great find could be just around the corner. Number 10. The 1972 Monticello Jefferson Nickel is a rare and valuable find that every coin collector dreams of adding to their collection. This isn't just any ordinary 5-cent piece. It's a hidden gem that could be worth thousands of dollars if you know what to look for. Have you ever come across an unusual nickel in your change? Maybe one with sharper details, a strange error, or a perfect strike. Let me know in the comments. Your discovery could be worth far more than you think. One of the key features that make the 1972 Jefferson Nickel special is the full steps variety. On the reverse, the steps of Monticello should be fully struck, showing distinct and unbroken lines. These are incredibly difficult to find, especially in circulation, because weak strikes and heavy use over time tend to wear them down. A full steps 1972 Jefferson nickel can fetch a high price at auction due to its rarity. But what really makes this coin stand out is the presence of rare errors. Some of the most valuable 1972 Jefferson Nickels feature double die errors, off-center strikes, and die cracks. A double die error happens when the design is imprinted twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering or Jefferson's profile. Off-center strikes occur when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in an uneven shape. Die cracks, meanwhile, form raised lines on the surface of the coin, making each one unique. If you find any of these errors, your nickel could be worth a significant amount of money. If you want to identify a valuable 1972 Jefferson nickel, start by examining the reverse side. Look closely at Monticello's steps. If they are clear and uninterrupted, you may have a high-value coin. Next, inspect the inscriptions and Jefferson's portrait for any doubling, cracks, or unusual details. A magnifying glass or coin microscope can help spot these tiny but important features. Once you've confirmed that your nickel is rare, the next step is selling it for the best price. Instead of taking it to a regular coin shop, where you might not get its full value, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified coin with a high grade can attract top collectors willing to pay a premium. Online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stax Bowers are excellent places to sell rare coins, but be sure to include high-quality images and a detailed description to get the best offers. Over the years, collectors have been shocked by the high prices these rare Jefferson nickels have reached. The 1972 Monticello Jefferson nickel has already sold for an incredible $58,000. Imagine finding a nickel in your collection that could be worth that much. This is why checking your change and old coin collections carefully is so important. Hidden treasures are still out there, waiting to be discovered. So, have you ever found a rare or valuable coin in your pocket change? Let me know in the comments. Your story could inspire others to start their own treasure hunt. Keep searching, because your next great find could be right in your hands.